Welcome, everybody. Welcome to All In, All United. What we saying, Nico?
Yeah,
Five-star performance, Jed. 5 stars.
yeah,
5-star performance from the fellas out here earlier.
yeah.
But man, I'm very, very pleased with the
Mm,
performance. You know, sometimes you'll go in and you'll get results, and they'll say, well, the result more
right.
matter more than anything else. But this performance today, Nico, was superb. It had nobody in the field from the starting 11 to the 5 subs who come on. Didn't have a positive impact on the game today. And it's a wonder in Nico, right?
Mm,
Oli is a big game manager because you tend to think that these kind of games where you know Oli have is pressure. You know how we're gonna beat this team. We see it with PSG, we see it with City, we see it with RB Leipzig today. These kind of games where everybody just think, well, hey, yeah, what's going on? Only under real pressure, the man just tend to turn up. I don't know if just now I might kind
mm.
of feel if I see small teams in Champions League, I could get frightened more. Because them are the teams with the struggle to beat. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Boy,
today, excellent, excellent, excellent. But
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was as you said, that was a magnificent, I think, performance. I think that was the best I've seen. Man United played in a while. Very impressive from front to back. You know, and even being able to change the squad that we would have thought would weaken the squad. You know what I mean? We didn't look like we were weak at all. You know what I mean? Yes, like they would have their opportunities. But today, I think from front to back, I think everyone was on their game. We were talking about Pogba, we were talking about Maguire, Lindelof. These are guys who was under pressure for the last few weeks. You know what I mean? And I think under pressure, I think they really starting to show their quality. You know, as I say, diamonds just come out under pressure. You know, and I think we're seeing some diamonds coming out. You know, as you were saying against the big teams, you know, or maybe a big team manager. But what I want to say is, at the start of the season, we wasn't up. You know what I mean, in terms of match fitness, and it was showing. And I think now we're really starting to see us in top form because even the PSG game was a top game. If you even go to the Newcastle game after going 1-0 down and coming back, right? The PSG game, the Chelsea game, we should have won that if it wasn't for Mendy, right? We would have if I wasn't good, we'd have won that game.
yeah,
And today's performance again was another excellent performance. So I think the first few games of the season was really down to match fitness. I think we were struggling with match fitness. I think Oli made some crucial decisions in terms of dropping Pogba at the time because you saw that hunger and that appetite from Pogba today that we haven't seen for years maybe. You know, so I think we really on a good footing now. We had the players we could have bring on the substitutes and it didn't weaken the team, actually strengthen the team. You know, and seeing Greenwood coming back into the team also, you know, was really a real masterclass today.
yeah, yeah. Earlier, good Gregory
Mm.
here. Hit like if you're still smiling from that result now. You know, give me something. Give me something earlier. So there was a watch me. I telling you, I felt so
Mm.
proud watching them fellas and them play because I mean we saw the team struggle in some of the earlier games in the season, even to the back end of last season as well, even though we were winning games, we were struggling to perform at levels now. But today, watch me, earlier. Hey Christopher, welcome. He's saying 5-0. Slap them up, man. That what we talking about. Earlier. Hey, come on, big up. Big team things. Nicholas, welcome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Davian, welcome. He said everyone was excellent. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, watch me. Hey, Kurt, you're in early, buddy. What are we talking about? Gregory saying men was saying we was going to get destroyed. 2 from 2. How you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Richard saying Nico, remind him who's Richard. It's too early for that, but we enjoy the win now,
Yeah.
buddy.
But that's a big goal. That's a big goal. You know?
Quality,
That's
quality,
a quality
quality,
finish and a quality pass also.
quality,
The
quality,
pass, the
quality.
pass was an exquisite pass also. That Pogba in decent form. In terms of the creative sense right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Could saying, well, Oli is making better subs and timely too. Yeah, that's true. That
Exactly.
the subs were timely. It was in the right time. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
thought the change with Matic and McTominay, I think that one was a master move as well because you got some more energy in the midfield. You understand? Because we knew that at that point in time, Leipzig would have keep going fit and they would have keep going fit and needed that kind of person to break up the play along with Fred. So that McTominay sub was key. And timely too because he have a better squad now and can trust even though he get the players
he wanted.
Yeah. Davian saying Leipzig had no clear-cut chances as far as I could. I think they had two. One when
they have made two decent saves, but again, they saves he should have made because both saves was really near post.
Yeah.
Both saves, so it wasn't like a flying save he had to make up in the corner to cloud, like let me say, like what he had to do. Let me say even against Callum Wilson, that type of save, or save that he had to make against Chelsea, which maybe fair and fine between also. They really had no clear chances.
And I was telling Nico earlier that going into these kind of games, you very rarely find teams actually breaking us down earlier. It's we always concede goals, or most times that is from individual errors. And today my concern was always I know Matic I know Maguire have an error in him. And no Lindelof or something. And even it's at a nervy point when Bissaka forced a pass to Fred and Fred tried to play it back and again intercepted. So those are the kind of things sometimes that we had to try to tighten up on because it could cost us, and those are the errors that we want to really eradicate. So apart from that, once we play the game all year, teams go find it very, very difficult to break down our defensive structure. And then to Fred again by Nico boy. Anyway, let me get some of the comments. Let me get them fellas inside. Gregory saying that helps when you have more quality to choose from. Yeah, we change. Rashford, who in hot fine form, didn't start. Bruno didn't start. And I don't want to make it look, but we didn't miss them. We wasn't like, oh God, bring on Rashford, oh God, bring on Bruno. You know how we just tend to be like that in games, Nico? God,
exactly.
Bring on this one
because fair enough, when you saw the starting lineup, it didn't breed confidence. The starting lineup didn't breed confidence. I was like, oh gosh, Ollie, we went PSG and we get 3 points. Let me say the strongest team and get 6 now. What I mean? That team didn't breed confidence at all. So I really kudos to Ollie for that.
And the next thing too, I knowing how Leipzig, they normally play with the high intensity, high octane football, nice movement, and the team confident right now because they're on a good running streak in Germany. They are the top of the German Bundesliga right now. They were last year's Champions League semi-finalists. So, going into a game with a team like Leipzig and then, everybody raving about Nagelsmann and his tactical know-hows and abilities. I was kind of hoping that Oli would have gone with a back 5 again. Somewhat similar to what we did with against PSG. But, I was reminded today, and I don't want to talk too quick, but I just talking from what I saw, Nico. We have we defense, on a good day, then fellas, this hold in. It's just the errors. Once we could cut out the errors and the lapse in concentration, we could beat real teams, So, given Leipzig too much respect in terms of going for a back 5, I think it would take away from, what we could have do going forward as we saw today. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then Tonze coming in and showing the form that he showed at PSG. Also, that come like a new signing.
Yeah.
That definitely like a new signing because with that form, it barely have players out there with that kind of form and ability out there that we could have gotten. If you had to get a player, let me say, in Tonzebe form from a PSG, that would have been 50, 60 million or even more.
Yeah.
So I think we have even the reinforcements in-house, just for them for us to get the consistency and, we continue putting pressure on the man in the spot also. I think that is helping. I think having that pressure that this man could take more spot, I think that is helping throughout the team.
It is. I'll continue to get your comments coming as well. I'll like the video, share it on your timeline as well. Let people see we enjoying ourselves. Right? Kurt saying glad my boy Donny played. Nico, what about Van de Beek today, boy?
Yeah, simple. Again, he's on the Bruno type who would demand the ball, who would come and ask for the ball. It's a player that will slip into the spaces and hope that he get the passes. Again, some players on our team might play the safer pass, compared to playing that pass with the true to Donny. So I think he had a good performance as his first start. especially at this level, Champions League level for United. I don't think he did himself bad in any way. I think for more and more we started seeing more into the game, started understand his role within the team. But overall, if I had to rate him, I give him a decent 7, man. A decent 7.
Yeah.
I think he played his type of game. He didn't play a Bruno game or he didn't play a Pogba game. He played his game.
Yeah.
And at times you saw the quality, you saw the touches, you saw how he could have gotten all the tight spaces and play a pass. You saw that. So he brought what he had to bring, something different to what we already had. So I think that complement the team. I think his quality complement the team very good.
Yeah, one thing that I was a little bit concerned about going into the game when I saw the lineup, because since he was signed, people talking about him not starting, him not getting minutes, and they're playing unnecessary and undue pressure on the lad, because it's only how much games in the season at real football to play still, and you're hearing all these Dutch internationals coming out and talking, you're hearing Evra talking, you're hearing pundits talking, everything is about why Donny van de Beek not playing, and Oli made a statement in the pre-match press conference, and he said Van de Beek will get his time, he will get his opportunity. And when I saw him in the lineup today, I was a little bit concerned because I was hoping that selection was not kind of Oli being pressured into playing him, and thereby now putting undue pressure on Van de Beek now to perform and justify the chance being given to him, But that being said, I thought Van de Beek, as you said, Nico, he took his chance. He didn't, leave the field. If he wouldn't have left the field today with any kind of regret, his link-up play was nice. When he got the ball, you saw how the little feints, the ability and the ball, the intelligence, you saw it. The only thing though, and I think, with that, I had a desire a little more. But then again, when they consider the fact that him and Bruno is different players, he's not the type to run down the ball to start something, So I thought for portions of the game, he was, you didn't see him now.
He was portions.
Yeah, and knowing sometimes how the game does tend to change, sometimes the owners will be on Leipzig and they will have the possession and they'll dominate and we will just be defending. Those are the moments in the games when I miss Van de Beek,
Right.
So he's the type of player that I know will thrive in a team that dominates in possession, because he knows to recycle it and keep the ball. But I thought he did a real good today. Hey, Rudy, welcome, man. We played so differently in the last 3 games against PSG, Chelsea, and now Leipzig. Our players are so dynamic, but most we have to give credit to Oli, yes, because he's now showing his tactical flexibility and he's showing us he's not like Mourinho, where he is reactive, but Oli is proactive. Yeah, cheers to Oli, man. Big up. Thanks for the comment, Rudy.
Thanks for the comment, Rudy.
Yeah, man. Hey, Simeon, welcome, my boy. He's saying...
No, but I think Marshall occupied the defenders well today. I think he was up to it. I think he looked strong a lot of the times. He was up to running at defenders, trying to beat defenders. I think he was real positive today. I think he had a real strong performance. Winning the penalty, scoring the penalty again was also a plus. But I think overall his contribution to the team was an excellent one.
Yeah, don't forget he assist for Rashford hat-trick was.
All right, and his assist for Rashford hat-trick was.
Yeah.
He had a good game. No, honestly, he had a good game. I think even again, as I was saying, the pressure of knowing that, they have players that can take your pick would only get these players, make these players improve. And you could see from front to back of United, they have improved. And I personally, I put it down to competition within the squad.
Yeah. Rudy is saying a European hat-trick for Rashford. Yeah. And he took it so well. Watch one earlier, we see the confidence oozing from Rashford,
Yeah, but now he looking real good because those chances he got, it. Sometimes you have a feeling that especially the first goal, with so much time to pick a spot, oh gosh, you're unsure normally. You're unsure what Rashford going to do if you go and hit shit to the keeper, if you know what I mean. But that goal was, you felt like he would have took it, you felt confident in going in that goal. the second goal also that he got, another one that, you know, he took with a plum, you know, he confidence was sky high. He didn't think twice, you know, and he had time. He had time and he got it right, you know, and that's the sign of a clinical striker, a striker growing in confidence, learning his trade, and being more effective at what he does best.
Yeah, and I don't know what was the factors surrounding his first goal when he came on, but he ignored everything around him.
Exactly, yeah.
And he knew he was onside.
Onside.
And he went and put it in the back of the net. You understand? And I really applaud him for that because he was free. You could see the man was so focused on what he had to do, whatever instructions he was given by Ollie when he came on. You could see he was focused. And he told himself, listen, I go in and go like that and put it away, VAR check.
Yeah.
You know, because normally you will see the flag up and they will just stop playing now.
But players now not stopping. Especially the idea that, you know, because they know if the human can get it wrong now.
Yeah.
If you confident, hey, that run was good. Yeah, most players be confident in terms of that run, even if they're wrong or not. You know, but I think that maturity, or sorry, a sign of maturity. You know,
I also think
to go to score.
I also think, Nico, that the linesman got it wrong, not only with the decision, but the fact that he raised the flag, because you will realize that even the referee did not blow,
Did not blow. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that linesman, he could have, if let me just say Rashford was a little more aware.
Right? The assistant referee.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just say that Rashford was a little more aware of his surroundings and he saw that flag, it could have made him stop.
Yeah.
You understand? But the fact that the referee didn't blow the whistle, kudos to the referee for that. Because the linesman, based on the new rules, even if the offside light run, unless it's blatant,
right. I think players being coached now not to stop,
Yeah.
And let VAR check, Don't stop and let VAR check. You know, players now doing that. Players is stopping just.
Yeah. Richard saying Fred is a boss. I don't care. Watch I with you full 100. I would say we might not agree.
Fire Marshall.
Yeah. With Fire Marshall. With Fire Marshall.
Like in the inside right now.
Yeah, but Richard, we could agree on this because I tell him, Nico, right now what Fred doing, it's unrivaled. We don't have no other midfielder right now in the team that's offering what Fred offering. Fred still had to work on a little passing and the final ball and thing. But apart from that, I can't argue with what Fred offering right now.
Yeah. The only thing with Fred, as you would have said, is sometimes the passing, his passing sometimes that'll be a little off, and also he's still a focal point in terms of players who other teams say is a weak link. You know, you see where players zoning into Fred, as Fred get the ball, attack him. You know, you see that, and you saw it today with the pass when Wan-Bissaka was played to him, right? You saw how he was pressed, and if you look at a lot of games, Fred is the one who when he has the ball is when teams start to press us, you know. So, but he is growing in terms of his quality on the ball. He's more aware when he's on the ball. He's making the correct decisions and making the correct passes most of the times. He has the energy. I think the cohesion between the defense compare and linking the midfield to the attack, I think he does that excellent. You know, I think McTominay also complements that when he's there. So I think and I was calling for it from before. I know you also was calling for it, Reams. That Fred, the energy that Fred brings, you know what I mean, is important to the team now. And you definitely seen it now.
Yeah.
Because you could even play a Matic and a Fred and the team will still work.
Yeah. Kurt saying Mason would be very lethal in 3 years' time as a centre forward. My word, this youth is fire. Watch me. Yeah. That shot, that I don't know, it's like only Greenwood could take them kind of shot and score here.
Right.
Every other striker either powder puffing that, gain the goalkeeper it, or stopping back and looking for a pass. But Greenwood
I don't know what is with Greenwood, boy. I don't know. I think it is the element of surprise when he shoot that catch goalkeepers off. Like other players had a set, and when other players set, then he keep a chance to save. But like Greenwood, like he doesn't get the goalkeeper a chance to set because he's so quick in terms of shooting that sometimes, you know, there's an element of surprise now. Because there are a lot of times you don't see it, a lot of times Greenwood will score some goals that you know that other players just can't score. you know, he had a natural ability just to really put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Gregory saying, just remember, these were the runners-up in the and the semifinalists from last season. Yeah. I think we mentioned that in the earlier part of the review. Yeah, so this was no run over.
Yeah.
RB Leipzig, and then too, Nagelsmann is one of the better tactical managers out there. You know, could saying why it take comments from Henderson to make the hair perform better, boy. Watch me, and Nico keep preaching it. Competition for places.
And I was saying is, if the hair is, you're paying the hair £250,000 a week, and you pay Henderson £50,000 a week to put pressure on him, they're going to take that any day.
Yeah.
They're going to take that.
It's a worthy investment if you want to put it like
it's
that.
It's a worthy investment.
And it's a kind of win-win, because if the hair don't perform, then you have this youth man coming in who are real good as well. You know?
Exactly.
But my concern, as I've always said, and always go hear me say it in every review, I'm feeling for Henderson, because I think Henderson's supposed to be playing.
But it's about the team, eh? It's about the team.
Yeah.
And if that making the team stronger, then, you know.
I get the feeling that against Istanbul, Bakashe, whoever the name is, I feel Henderson will start that game. I guess again.
I don't think so. Well, you never know. I don't think so. I think we'll wrap it up with the strongest, and then after we wrap it up, yeah. But until then, let me keep it strong. Yeah. But then you can't say too, because
he had a rotating team.
The lineup today surprised me. The lineup today was really surprising. So you never know.
Because Arsenal on the weekend, I feel with the confidence the team going in, I could see Henderson playing Champions League next week Wednesday. Could say Igalo can't see a proper game, boy. Watch me.
But Igalo live his dream, and so you know what I mean. He get through. He
play. He score some good goals.
Yeah.
You know, I can always remember him for that goal against who it was in the Europa League away.
I can't remember that
goal when the ball touched the ground and he volleyed in the jet. And then the performance again when he came on against Man City at Old Trafford. You know?
Right.
The man, as Nico said, the man live his dream.
Yeah, live his dream.
Maguire was solid. Lindelof was very strong. Yeah, they had a very, very good performance today. Very, very good.
Christian, man, want to take the spot. Man, want to take the spot so that I can step up.
And Tuanzebe there, he there.
Yes.
So the mix, man, pick and take.
Yeah, so man, I step up.
Simeon said with Fred running everything down, the defense look real good in me. Watch, man. I think and Ollie said as well. Everybody needs everybody to be performing. For it to work.
You need to look good, right?
Yeah, you know. So without Fred doing that kind of work, other areas go suffer. You understand? So that's why it's important. And I think Ollie mentioned it today. Fred covered every blade of grass. He was very, very crucial today earlier. I ain't see nobody talking about Pogba, but we will get to that.
Yeah.
I don't want Upamecano again. Watch me. Let me don't live in the moment now, Richard. You know. But I thought, you know, interestingly enough, I thought. Who's the guy? Who's the defender that partner Upamecano today?
Konate.
I find Konate was better. I find
Upamecano was trying too hard
to impress.
I saw him with the runs he was making, and you know how hard he was trying. You know, to me he was trying a bit too hard. He played a midfielder at some point in times. You know, so you see him quite on the left side, playing like a left winger. You know, I find he was trying a bit too hard. He saw a bit of indiscipline in his game.
Yeah. Really saying kudos to Solskjaer with his management of Greenwood. You can see Greenwood and all too, Nico. It's like he unleashed Greenwood today. Yeah. Because with all the you know rumors and everything that's talking in the papers and things, Greenwood came out today to prove a point. Yeah. You understand? With Cavani and Rashford and Marcel, don't forget me. You know, don't forget the number 11. Gary saying now people need to stop crying down Ollie for not picking players. Yeah, well, the more Ollie does this, is the more trust he'll gain when he makes certain decisions. And not only the trust from the fans and whoever watching, but most importantly from the players. Because you saw today Bruno was left out, Rashford was left out and not being dropped, but these guys needed rest. And it was good to know that he could arrest Bruno and rest Rashford. And I think somebody mentioned it earlier in the review today. We didn't miss them. We didn't sense any kind of drop in the levels. And that was very, very important. Kurt saying I'm excited to see Chung come back and Palestri James. Who's Palestri James, boy? No, but Palestri and James need a loan. Yeah, I think James definitely, without things going right now, Daniel James will definitely need a loan. But I want to give
Chung, I
Palestri
don't
some
know.
more time.
I don't think Chung even starting for Bremen right now. So right now, I don't even think Chung could come back into this team anytime soon.
Especially when they consider Palestri and Adama.
Yeah.
Or Ahmad Traore, what's his name? Yeah. So I don't know what we're with Chung. Nicholas saying Donny gonna be an engine for us. Van de Beek was good today. He was good today. Donny kept it moving, quick touches and move, and that's the kind of player he did play. And you thought he was linking nicely with Marcel because that's how they just play now, touch and move, touch and move, that kind of intricate football. So it was really good to see that. Christopher saying, I giving the manager full credit. His team selection was correct. His tactics and formation was spot on, and his substitutions made a hell of an impact.
Yeah,
Well said.
definitely.
Well said.
I think this game was always set up for us to win it later. I think even if we kept it tight, I think it was always set up for us to win it late because with Bruno and Rashford on the bench to come on, right? I always knew that we had some firepower coming at the end, So I think this game setup, I think what worked in our favor also was the 2 goals or the goal even from Greenwood. I think that's up better because now we had a bit more space to play when these guys would have came on, And I think that we exploited it perfectly, and the scoreline,
Yeah. Nicholas saying we need a European Oli every week. It's true. We need this Oli every week.
That. And it's not Oli, and we can't say it's European Oli, but it's the players, because I doubt Oli doing something different from a European match day to a Premier League match day because his job on the line, So I think it's the players had to bring that, their Champions League form every game.
Yeah, and just a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Oli out and whether Oli could survive it, and so far he winning with fine colours. He was able to get over Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea. We were supposed to win that game, and now a high flying Leipzig team. So Oli doing what he needs to do, and it's really, as you say, Nico, it's really the players, and we see where the players coming back to that level of fitness and the confidence, the wins from the confidence from the wins is what will continue to push the team forward, Because Alexander saying, and we have Tuanzebe, but Upamecano was brilliant though. I think a little Lewido get carried away. I think Upamecano is still class, the man is talent, and who knows what he could bring if we really do go and get him. He's somebody that I have always looked at and I wanted at United. And you've seen the kind of confidence he had, even though Nikosi was trying, too hard. When he was trying, he was still seeing the quality when he was, even when he made the run forward, Nico, it was difficult to get the ball off of him. And as that centre back you're talking about, So he had that kind of ability on the ball.
He's not playing in Germany, So you are a centre back heading up the field like that, and leaving your back exposed with players with pace on the counter, could leave your team short.
But I mean, the thing about it is the man confidence in what he was doing. You understand? So there is some aspects to our game probably would benefit us, Gregory saying, just remember this, he gave us the team we wanted versus Spurs and we lost 6-1. He played the players he wanted to play against Newcastle and others today. So far, wins and a draw. Low Oli. I have that team, for me, the team that we started against Spurs, had it not been for those individual mistakes, I think this thing could have been different. But
exactly. Because we had a good start. Good start.
Yeah.
And the team went downhill after two major errors, and I think we never really recovered after that. And the red card made it even more difficult because even when we was 2-1 down in that Spurs game, you always felt like we had more in us. And I think the red card just threw everything out of the window, and the end result was what it was. But as you would say, the individual errors really cost us against Spurs.
Yeah. Kurt saying, Imagine when Tellers start bombing them crosses. Oh my OMG.
Gee.
Cavani going to have a field day. Cavani will definitely benefit from what Tellers will be bringing in terms of them crosses. So, Richard, and Reem say we should have bench rush. Oh, God. Here now, Richard, what I'm saying is at the point in time when I was on Rashford back, it was justified. I still feel justified because at that point in time, Rashford was not performing.
He was out of form. He was out of form at the time, and remember he came back from injury, and he was struggling for form. But I think now he's definitely back in top form.
Yeah, and for the record, let Rashford do his thing, man. Let Rashford do his thing.
I tell you that, let him play, let him play to form. Yes, he was struggling, but I guess he back to top rush. I think he'll be even in the form of his life presently. I don't think he was ever so clinical.
Yeah. And I think it's important for Ollie as well to be the iron while it's hot because sometimes players normally have dipping form. So if Rashford could go through this full season at this level, then we taking that our bite your hand off.
Yeah.
But now that Rashford's showing that kind of form, use him, I mean, give him the rest where sensible, but allow him to be unleashed, man. It's in here now. Sure game improved too, The man putting in some decent crosses now. So I took Tellez to make force it out. All right. He said it take Tellez to force it out time. I still find though, Nico. I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if you all in the comments would have noticed it as well. I still find some of the players break down with Shaw in the attacking third. So I've still not seen that footballing ability to, he's a good defender. Probably on the dead ball, he might be able to get some decent crosses in. But I still find the little intricate abilities now, that you go one from when you're building plays on certain sides, on the left side. I've still seen some of his decision making and the passing, it's still off now. I don't want to be too critical, but I've seen with other players, other better players, where we could do more and we could get more from Shaw now.
I think that's the thing, Aries. I think we had to accept Shaw for what he is. I think maybe we accept for more than what he could really give. I think that is why Ollie would have gone out for Tellez. So who would give you that maybe that intricacy and that more quality on the ball? So I think Shaw that's giving us what he could give us. I think we have a replacement in Tellez who could give us the more. So I think we just have to judge him on that now. I think because it's over and over, you see the same thing and it's not really changing. So that is what it is. So the intricate type of player you're looking for is not Shaw. It's somebody else. So whatever he bringing that is positive, we'll take that and move on. I think that would come up too.
Well, I guess, and I mean, the fact that Tellez on his case, we might actually see some kind of improvement in that area because we realize everybody who position getting threatened, they're stepping up, So
you think Shaw have that in him naturally? That's what you want. That's what I say. You don't have it naturally. So wherever you get, take it and and move on.
All right, Nicholas saying MR10, my player. I'll take all apologies for him. MBE. Really saying the rule is to let the play, right? So okay, this is when we were talking about the offside. The rule is to let the play on regardless if it was offside. When the play is over, then blow. So I think the referee got it spot on there. Thank God for that. Rashford was in his own half. Yeah, that would have never been offside. But watch me, Nico had made an interesting comment before we started recording in the EPL where we know VAR is the worst chances are.
Yeah, the worst.
That might have been
offside. The two of them, the Greenwood goal and the Rashford goal might have been offside because it has some offside in the Premier League that blowing my mind away. I confused how it could even be offside.
Yeah. We're saying, what about the game plan today? Man, I get so accustomed to Mourinho style football when the team pressing just too long ball. Yeah, I think we actually played out the press. Yeah. We were talking about it before, and I was saying I was expecting Leipzig to come and really tried to press us high. And I thought it had different spells in the game. I think, Nico, you would have noted that they started off pressing us high, and when they realized that we were getting through the press, I realized that they decided to back off a little bit, and I was seeing Maguire, Matic, Fred, Lindelof playing high up with the ball. You know, we were moving the ball across the back line, and we were trying to open the spaces through the middle, and we were getting some. So it proved that we have the ability to break the press, the high press.
Yeah.
But then after we considered that, I felt like we kind of gave the impetus back to Leipzig, and we were struggling a little bit to regain some kind of control on the game, you know. But they didn't really break us.
Yeah.
But we were struggling, you know.
Yeah, but that expected in terms of big teams going behind, or confident teams going behind, know that, you know what I mean, when that happens, it come like a reflex now. Come like a reflex that, hey, you know what I mean, I get hit, so I hit back. You know, and I just get that extra energy naturally because I have quality in the team. You know, so I think it was just really weather that storm. As long as we scored, you know that it would have a response. They would have responded. And the same way, if they scored, we would have responded. You know, I was just ready to ride out that phase, and I think we did that superbly. I think we ride out that phase, and then we build on that. You know, we build on. I think what was really important was going into the halftime ahead. You know, with that 1-goal lead, I think going into halftime with that lead would have built a lot of confidence. You know, just coming back out second half, doing that. All right, a strong 45. You know, and we could get another 3 points. You know, and Leipzig would have been going into the halftime feeling down, saying that, hey, we had to get back a point. You know, so I think the results. I think the result for halftime coming in was excellent.
Yeah, and you know, there's always say, well, I mean, playing football, you know, you're always hearing the best time to score is to sucker punch a team when they just score, because like something psychologically they just break down now.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened, but that's the time when you really want to sucker punch, when a team just scored. It's become so easy to score against. And I suppose that's always been seen happening in football, where now the next team trying to respond, and the team trying to, hey, let me make sure we don't concede, and something like that is do something for you. You know, Davian saying free up the 2 strikers on top, play the midfield diamond. Yeah, I think the diamond was well executed today. I thought I was very, very impressed with what Pogba offered today in terms of, you know, the left side of the diamond. Pogba was working hard earlier, right? And even on the ball, you will see the quality that he was bringing, the little 1-2s. You know, he was brilliant to even set up Greenwood. You know, the timing, the weight of the pass. You know, even working with players on his back, trying to retain possession, taking the foul, you know, just to make sure we had the ball. Tight spaces where he was trying to make happen. Pogba was excellent today earlier, you know, and I mean, we can't talk enough about what the competition bringing. And not only that, we see now where Pogba returning to the levels of fitness that would allow him to play, you know, the kind of football that we know Pogba able to play. I watch today, I telling Nicole, I see Pogba blazing down the trail, trying to recover ground to win back a pass. And I was like, what? Pogba? You know, and I mean, you know, Pogba is not the kind of quick, but he have a kind of stride too that is making catch up. You know, so I thought Pogba was good today, you know. And one more thing, Nicole. One more thing. And what's important is to play the right players around him now, you know, to kind of, I mean, I don't want to go in the narrative about playing the players to free Pogba. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you play the right players to complement each other now. You know, and that's what I saw with the structure, this formation, and the players who we selected did today.
I think it's something psychological, with Pogba. You know, because you would have talked about that energy he put to get back, right? But normally when he plays deeper, he doesn't see that energy. But knowing that more or less he played high up the field with that protection, with here what you know what I mean, if I get back, I'll get back. But otherwise, there are people there who doing that work, right? However, you know what I mean, because of the position I play in now, maybe that is where I want to play. I feel more comfortable there. I contributed more to the team, So now I could give more. Now I am feeling more comfortable in giving more. And I think it was a real psychological impact in terms of playing Pogba where he playing now. You know, as we say, freeing Pogba. You know, I think the position he played today kind of getting the best out of him in the forward aspect and playing deeper when he want to. And you're seeing that energy, you're seeing that motivation, you're seeing that drive from him. And then to as we say, you may have to get in drop. That has helped.
Yeah. Richard saying right now all positions being pressured, every position up for grabs, and the more, and you see this is a kind of psychology too, you know, fellas, because the more, like even today, even though Bruno and Rashford would have come on and you know done well, they would have been sitting watching the game and saying, "Hey, if I drop my levels, I could miss out."
Yeah.
You know, so I'm saying, you know, it has some like even last season we were talking about it. You know, he only would have rested his preferred 11, and the 11 that he put out didn't represent. So them fellas on the bench know well, hey, my pick sure. But now when you see Bruno and Rashford sitting on the bench and them seeing the team performing, they will only think, well, hey, I had to go on the field and make sure I put on my A game.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Rudy saying Greenwood's two-footedness is what have defenders and keepers so unsure about him. True. Gregory saying Henderson is young. He's the future, yeah, but he needs to play now. Goalkeepers have a long time in the time. I hear that, but that means that the hair could last long, which would mean that the Henderson have to wait longer. Simeon saying Cavani's goal was clearly offside, but took notes. He's a finisher. He's a finisher. Hey, the fire marshal on the inside. Nice. You reach. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All he could drive.
Trust the process, Callum. Trust, and we talk about it. Trust the process.
Okay, so Ole Nicholas is a defender specialist. The man know he defenders. He know he's looking for any defenders. He say Konate has always looked better than Upamecano. I thought Konate was good today. I thought he was the better the two defensively. But I know what I was seeing in Upamecano from before, so that's why I fancy him. But today is the first time I actually got to see Konate, and I was impressed.
Yeah, he was mad. He was mad at all.
Davian saying Rashford went for Upamecano food. Yeah, boy. The man had Upamecano his toes.
Yeah. Rashford had real painful right now.
Yeah. He gonna have any defender fearful. Because once he joke past here, he go on.
Yeah.
Rudy saying Pogba played good. He kind of reminded me of his UV days and I think it's all about the system too, because that system.
Yeah, the system work for him. Yeah, and he comfortable in that position in that system. And as you would have said, the energy he put in playing in that system today was levels that you haven't seen from Pogba in a while.
I wait to read this one, Nico.
Certain men owing Pogba an apology for calling him a luxury player. He's looking excellent now that we play a system that suits him. And no, but you had to get his jacket, right? And if your performance is not up to the level it's supposed to, right, then something has to be done, right? So firstly was maybe resting him, maybe he needed a rest. He got his rest. And secondly was changing the position, because the position he was in, it wasn't suiting him. He was a luxury in that position. However, you see him in the position that he's playing in now is a more effective position where he's a threat and let me say an asset to the team more than a liability. I think he was more of a liability before, but in the position he's playing now, I think he's more an asset. So I think he definitely he looked good today.
And I think, and as Gregory saying here, he said once you have a system that complements his style, you get a Pogba that excels. And the thing about it is this system doesn't only benefit Pogba, you know, it benefiting a lot more players in the team. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw so many players excel in the system today. But I mean, I think the need to be, you know, flexible and dynamic in terms of having different ways to play is also very, very key, because it has some teams earlier, they will nullify a 4-4-2 diamond, you know, where we'd have to look at a different style of play, because we looked at the game against PSG. I don't think we were expecting PSG to be that bad. But I think for that particular game, the 5-3-2, however we played it, was important and was effective. So the adaptability and of the team, I think is a positive, and even in a 5-3-2 or even a 4-2-3-1 that we saw against Chelsea on Saturday, where Pogba could play higher up in the number 10 and Bruno could play wide right. So we're seeing where the players that we have also flexible, that they could play different positions, and make it work. So the 4-4-2 diamond benefiting a lot of the players in the team, but I don't mean that they're not, flexible to play different formations and thrive. Rudy saying, I believe Oli said Tellez has COVID. Yes, that's true. So Tellez was tested positive for COVID. So he's out and hopefully he'll be back soon. So I don't think we'll be seeing Tellez for a little bit, because remember when he come back, he'll still need to get back into the training mode and thing. Kurt saying, commenting on injury situations, Oli tried playing men back into form from personal situations for some, like Rashford, Pogba, Scotty, Matic, Jesse, never really gained back form and Oli realized it's time to cut that string. What do you think about that, Nico?
You can add Maguire to that also, because I think even that rest when Maguire would have gotten injured, I think that would have helped him also, to really regain focus, and get his head back into the game. I think Rashford at times, Rashford, you see from Rashford and now, I think the better rest Rashford helped him, even Pogba, when he had COVID and came back and was playing almost every game, he didn't have that level. So I think now, most players back into form. I don't know with Jesse, but I don't think we're missing him. I don't think we're missing him at
all. Could say no liar. It's the first time we get in penalties coming our way effortlessly. But watch me, all of them penalties we get is well
it's good
earned.
It's good
penalties, And I don't know if like we should, like in FIFA when they have like the player attributes or the player, what is called it, the traits.
Right.
Marcel had a win penalty trait earlier. That had to create that trait for Marcel because the man tell him,
yeah, boy, that man could win a penalty, boy.
The man know exactly how to put his body in front of the defender. He know how to fall. Yeah. He definitely had to have a win penalty trait. FIFA, do something about that. Include it. Richard saying, I can't wait to hit Arsenal for 6. Watch me, that's gonna be so good,
It will be good, but let me not get me horses too high,
Yeah.
I think resting players today was important. I think that helped us out. I think Bruno, Rashford coming off the bench and even doing so well is a plus, like confidence going into the Arsenal game. So all of this, let me just hope they really go and rip them apart. I really want us to rip them apart. I really be tuning in. So United, that's how we go and just rip Arsenal. And they're coming home too. After that performance home today, oh gosh, all there. Let me silence them Arsenal critics now.
Yeah. Fully agree. I really hope we continue that fine form and just keep that run going. Yeah. We don't care who come in front of we bulldozing, steamrolling. That's what I'm saying. I still think Rashford and Martial could be more effective playing centre forward together than on the wings. I think it's something that what we're seeing now. Davion is only being a little more open to different approaches. So I think we could see more Rashford and Martial playing up top as a two. And even Cavani at Greenwood. And you see, when everybody show up like how they show up today, only have a wealth to choose from, And I still think we see nothing from Cavani yet,
Exactly.
So Cavani very, very little in his movement, in the air, So, it's only a matter of time before we have a next York, Cole, Solskjaer, and Sheringham. Richard saying Rashford needs to give that Upamecano a free meal. All the fellas wicked, but all the wicked. we get Arsenal at 8 party done. Watch man. But they're gonna be coming in, eh? But what I like now is that a team could look at us and try to analyze, because you realize when we had started post COVID lockdown last season,
Right.
we only had one way of playing.
Yeah.
So it was easy for a team to sit and watch and say, okay, if we high press, so that Man United game plan nullified. But now we could play so many different ways. Arteta don't know what coming. Now I want to stay on the same side with Nico saying that, because sometimes football funny.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go in there against Arsenal feeling game done 8.
Yeah.
But the fact that we could play so many different ways, it will be a lot more difficult to analyze, us in terms of how to play us and how to approach the game. Because I'm certain Nagelsmann would have sat and he would have looked at certain things and he would have tried to analyze how to nullify us, and then something like this show up, and he didn't have an answer.
Exactly, and then to him, he may have looked at a lot of the PSG game, and he made a stick with a stuff similar to the PSG game, and not even maybe she even see Van der Beek coming into the team, and just those little things that made a difference now. In how he would have planned for the game.
Yeah. So I think today Oli got it spot on again. Everything about the approach, and what important, because I don't think any coach or any manager will go out and say, well, don't play properly, or don't do this, or don't do that, or let them score.
Yeah.
The game plan is always there, and it's really up to, most times, if not, up to the players to really go out and execute the game plan. And we see now where the players actually buying into the philosophy. They buying, and if Oli say we playing 3 on top and 1 in the back, bet your bottom dollar that them fellas going out and they're going to do exactly what the manager tell them. And that could only aura good for Oli with what he has in his mind for what he wants, how he wants the team to play, what he wants different players to do, and I think it's important in finding the balance, So credit to the manager on getting it right once again. I think since Newcastle, Oli has been getting it right. I think he probably would have missed the trick a little bit against Chelsea. But then again, probably a player or two didn't do what they were supposed to, but the game plan was probably solid, Davion saying thoughts on Rashid giving Martial the penalty when he was on a hat-trick. Oli said,
Go ahead.
Well, two things. I want to say 2 things on that, right? Oli said in the post-match that because Rashford and Bruno, because Bruno is the designated penalty taker, and after that is Rashford. But he said because Bruno and Rashford didn't start, he said the designated penalty takers for today was Pogba and Martial. And at the point in time when the penalty was won, Pogba was already off the field, so Martial was the designated penalty taker. What I think people missing it, what would have really been a statement was if Martial gave up the penalty to Rashford to get his hat-trick, not the other way around, because the instruction from the manager was that Martial was supposed to take the penalty.
But again, people would not have known that, So because people don't know that, and there's an opportunity for a player to get a hat-trick, then you would see it as, Rashford giving it up to Martial, that's maybe for confidence now. Because Martial had a solid game, I think he has scored a goal for the season as yet. So to sort of help him to build that confidence, so I think that Rashford will give it up to say, here what, it's about the team. It's not about individuals, it's about the team. So here what, you go ahead and take it. Not knowing that here what, he was designated kicker. And even being a designated kicker and knowing that the game was already won, he could have given it to Rashford. So
that's the point I was making. So people looking at it as though Rashford gave it to Martial, but the statement would have been if Martial had given it to Rashford for his hat-trick.
Right.
But I do agree with you, because we saw it happen last season when Rashford was struggling, and Bruno gave Rashford the penalty for because we knew that we were all saying Rashford needed a goal. And Bruno we got the penalty, and Bruno gave it to Rashford.
Yeah.
So it all talks about the team spirit that we've seen happening within the group. And Marcel, even after getting the penalty, Marcel served the assist for the hat trick.
Yeah.
So we playing for each other, which is a good thing to see. It's our other teams. I'm not gonna call no names, but there's where one player always hugging things, and it had the next player, the dark one, who always frustrated with the one with the beard and the bushy hair now. I ain't calling no team name Liverpool.
Liverpool, all right.
Yeah. So it's good to see that we have a nice team, the team gelling. It's have a nice relationship in the group and camaraderie. Yeah. Kurt saying, I like how Oli doesn't allow the press or the opposition manager, well, the press as the media, right? Or the opposition manager to know his plans until the final moment. 5-3-2, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Keep them guessing. That's correct. That's correct.
Because even with McTominay in the pre-match, I thought that McTominay would have been starting, eh?
Correct. Richard saying, but you can see the Leipzig coach feel it. The man sit down. I thought it was Lampard. Yeah, watch me. Yeah. Very good, Dubai. I think Rudy agreed with Davion.
Yeah.
Right? Kurt saying call name Mo Salah. Yeah, the matchman, the man really too bad. Matchman, if you know how I feel deep down, how man it is feel about here. But anyway, we're talking about more relevant things right now. So guys, I think a splendid performance. It only goes, good for the confidence. And as I always say, confidence will take your places. I would always remember that Leicester City team that won the Premier League. We're not saying the team didn't have quality, but that team ride that confidence for the whole season, Nico. And I think to get out a little bit of luck, confidence is make it do things and take chances, So no telling where this team could reach, with the kind of confidence and the form that we're riding on right now. I think it's just that everybody needs to continue to up the game, don't drop the bar, don't get complacent, keep pushing the levels, keep pushing each other. And I mean, I don't want to go and get glad on one win, but who knows? Premiership, because the Premier League, the league run open and wide open.
Yeah.
Nobody can run out.
We see the struggles at City. We saw Liverpool get 7. So I think it's still open.
Yeah, and the struggle to beat Sheffield last weekend. So the title race wide open right now, Olia. I ain't gonna run ahead of myself, but it's wide open. Olia, we have a Arsenal man. We hope we might be able to get this Arsenal man on the show come Sunday. So looking guys, good game. Where were there any negatives? Didn't see the game.
No negatives. Spots there. I think you may have a lot on Sunday.
Richard saying, but y'all ain't talk about my boy Bissaka though. But here now. I don't know how much people know, but it has some little social media, a little rambling going on with Bissaka. So somebody put up a formation now, right? And for Bissaka, instead of putting him name, they put adulterer.
Really with Bissaka, you can't get everything in one package, eh? But the boy can't jump. The boy can't jump. When he jumping like he tiptoeing. But the tackle, that man can tackle, boy. But he can't jump at all.
And sometimes that is when I see Bissaka on the ball and I see him joking to go on the byline and try to cross. I say, no, please, let's pass it back now. Let's pass it back. It had this meme or just GIF or GIF, whatever it's called, with a horse and a ball. I don't know if you ever seen it, Nico. Every time I see Bissaka on the line with the ball, and I just see that horse tripping on that ball earlier. So either just when I see Bissaka in the attacking third, pass it back, But in terms of his defensive contributions, I think Richard saying it here, he was one of our best defenders today. if not our best,
I think
because he was,
it's hard to pick out one though.
but he was very, very clinical in some of them tackles there, you know. This is one thing that man timing on that skate tackle immaculate earlier.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, he's just saying Kurt saying Aaron had a good game in truth. Yeah. Everybody was positive today. Nobody talk about how strong the Saka was. Yeah. We're now getting a team. Fellas, side note, Leeds is the bogey team this season.
Nah,
They're looking good. They're looking
but
good.
let me put it out in the universe now. You know, let me put it out in the universe.
There's
When
no jinx with
Leeds, we cannot deal with Leeds. The end.
He said Wolves not saying much this year either, but at least not yet. Yeah, watch me early days earlier. Early days, teams will catch form. But let me just make sure that we, you know, at we levels, you know. Kurt saying Nico, spiders don't jump down. They swing.
Clearly, the swing, yeah.
Anyway, so we come into the end of the review, and before Nico, we get your closing remarks, I'll get Rudy the last comment. He said Bissaka's so good on those tackles, he doesn't leave a trailing leg, and so precise here, well timed. You know, but I guess you'll get the other one, But
I guess today was, as I would have said at the beginning of the review, was a magnificent performance. I haven't seen United played with so much quality from front to back. You know, you couldn't really blame a player. You can't really say a player had a bad game. Fred had to point out a player. You know, even if Fred had a bad pass here or there, you still couldn't blame him because he was so excellent in the middle of the park. You know, so I think most of the entire team excelled. The players who came off the bench excelled. Oli with his decision making in terms of this squad rotation, substitutions. I think he and all is getting it on point. You know, I was really impressed today. Honestly, I was really impressed. I think for the last few games, I've really been impressed. So it's just really for us to take this form and this confidence into the Arsenal game, you know, and enter the next week and just to continue to build on the confidence and the performances and try to get up to the Premier League, up on the Premier League table and try to challenge the teams at the top. You know, as Reams said, I think the Premier League is still open. And it's just for us to go for it, for us to believe in ourselves, you know, and to really challenge the teams at the top, you know, and really go out every game to get 3 points, you know, not just a draw, but to get 3 points and to really start back to being a force to reckon with them. Because even Leipzig, 5 or 6 years down the road, I mean, we have seen Leipzig name and say, well, easy food, you know. So I think even Leipzig now have gotten a bit of respect for us because I think in the footballing world right now, there's not a lot of respect for Manchester United. You know, a lot of teams see Manchester United as a free hit. You know, I think the performance today, I think the performance against PSG is really bringing us back up to a respectable level. That when teams know, hey, we play Manchester, we're going up against a top team. And I think fair enough to all teams, that where we want to be. You know, we want to be that when we go into a game, we confident, hey, we can get a result. You know, and our team comments saying that, hey, for us to get a result, we have to be at our best. You know, I think that is what we're getting back to right now.
Yeah. Well said, Nico. Well said. I yet to see how we would set up or how we would play against teams that, you know, more robust and they're well drilled in the low block. Because the type of teams that we faced so far, where we've been seeing, you know, the new resurgence of quality and confidence, you know, are teams that play open, you know. So interesting to see how Oli would approach games against teams against like Burnley and those kind of teams now, who tend to play that kind of compact kind of games, you know. So that's something interesting, but because we've been seeing a lot of the dynamics of, you know, tactics and formations and different things against teams that, you know, play open. So, I mean, we had to be prepared for anything, and I guess we have the squad, you know, to go up against different, you know, setups, and we have players like Cavani, even Igalo, you know, to give us something different up top. But definitely I agree with you, Nico and Kirk saying it as well. You know, we needed this kind of fear factor to return. You know, we always know that the theater of dreams is only for Man United players. It's supposed to be a theater of horror for opposition to visit him. You know, it was like that before. You know, so let me just, you know, continue to put on performances that will get that kind of fear factor and that respect for Man United returning. You know, so guys, it's been a good night. You know, it's been a good day. You know, in terms of performance, and as I opened the review, it wasn't just a result of it; it was a performance.
Exactly.
You know, the team performed like a championship team, and we want to see that continuing where we playing at that level. You know, we're not underestimating no team. So whoever we go up against, we're not going to depend on that kind of motivation, the externals, but coming from inward. You know, so we're looking for better and more performances like these. You know, where we will even have space to write down the goal scorers. You know. Anyway, so that brings us to the end of this review, guys. It was a good one. We'll see you all on Sunday as we review the Arsenal game. And we're hoping again it will be party time in Old Trafford, you know. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.